haven't. So let's do this. Alright, so we'll continue. Now we're in here. Let's go up the stairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. There's more stairs. What's this? Our old break table, the layer of dust and grime only made seeing the sting more. Looked like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. I wondered, was that guard using this as a break room of his own? The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guy that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive, despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. A power panel. I think that was shut off. Did I push the switch? Let's do it. Off with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is basically the same one. Let's do it. It was shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slot on the side. Let's keep going. That woman's photo, I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. Let's go up again. The door has been hastily boarded up. Alright. The sound of the door opening and shutting just makes me nervous, guys. Just makes me nervous. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. My head ached and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Alright. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yeah, well. Good. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? As I took the hammer, I noticed it was as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Being useful and productive, there in this plant, that was all I ever wanted. When the factory closed, everything got worse. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yes, let's take it. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Let's do it. No. Let's try again. No. Finally. just keep saying that message again. Is that it? From the musty smell, I assumed no one had used this locker for a long time. Yeah, obviously. That sound though, that music is freaking me out. I struck with a hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Cool. This was my locker, there in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. Oh, is it? There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wondered if the man in the house had something to do with this. Wait, hang on. Maybe that guard outside caught him hiding up there. Up what? And this is the only other door up here in this corridor. So let's go down again. Wait, hang on. Have we been here? Yeah, we have. Don't think we've been here. This is where we came in. And then I came up here first. Alright. It's one of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes have been picked through, and a few ripped off the door and spread around. The door opened now that the power was back on. Or really did it? A rusted old regulator of some kind sat dusty and unused against the wall. Within the dust there were deep scratches like from some kind of tool or blade. Must have been a knife. You would expect that from a horror map like this, won't you? Planks, tools and broken up parts blocked any further passage. That factory was like a tomb now. If it never got repaired and we never came back. What the hell was that? Another smudge of dirt similar to the one I found in the sewers was on the floor. It didn't look like the footprints were mine, but they were probably too faint to tell. Yeah. What the hell was that? What was that? A large pile of building materials and debris blocked the way. The factory floor never did get the repairs it needed. It closed too soon for that to happen. You guys did hear that, right? Oh god. The power box looked like it was running again. I guess the switches must have done the trick. A rack of flashlights hung on the wall. One of them was missing. Yeah, you guys can see that. It's probably this one. The stale scent of the old factory gave way to the brisk odor of pine trees and dirt. I was back outside, though I wasn't sure if that was better or worse. The path beyond was dark, and my flashlight barely illuminated anything. I wonder if it had really been taken from the factory. If so, how did I get it? That poor god. He was probably just doing his job. Maybe he knew what was going on in that boarded up room. If he did, he wouldn't be telling that tale to anybody. I hope the path lead back into town. I needed to find some help. A rusty old truck had careened off the road and into the guardrail. Its front was crushed and its windows had all smashed. Judging by the rust, they had been there a while. I didn't recognize the vehicle. I hoped whoever had been in it had survived. This guy looks like he really cares about people. The guy we're playing as. Hang on a second, guys. Is there anything here? No. Right, let's go this way. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out of one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes, I did. I cleaned the card off as best as I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Did somebody steal this from me? I wondered why they would have stashed it there. Yeah, I wonder. Sounded like it was going to rain again. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. A television? At least we have something decent. At least. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on the rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was that? What was this doing here? Doing there? I have no idea. But Norman sounds like some crazy guy. Sorry. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? No. I thought it weighed on me and I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. Norman, what are you doing with all these? He's not here though, so why are you asking? I speckled something dark and wet stained on one of the sleeves. I haven't checked that out yet. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Yeah. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserved better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. I hope to hell Rachel had nothing to do with that mess. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. I'd never been to Norman's place before. At least I didn't remember ever doing so. You don't remember a lot of things, do you? The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. There were takeout containers and food scraps. Looked like Norman was eating for two. So now we need to go back. Yeah, there's a door here. Have I been here? Yeah, I have. Let's go downstairs because we went upstairs last time. And we came in through there. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much, Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Now, why did I go back? So dumb. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I wondered if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. Alright, it seems to have been unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. I could only think of poor Norman upstairs. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Of all the postcards, that one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. Okay. Let's just go. What had I seen? Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. I didn't know how he could be involved in all this, but the thought of him lying on the floor up there was sickening. The only comfort I had was the gun I still carried, but was it really a comfort or a curse? The rain was coming down hard, but at least I wasn't close to home. It wouldn't be long before I got my answers. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The neighbor's local postbox. A letter was sticking out as if somebody hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Oh, there was no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away, she's mine." That was it. No signature, no other information. Who wrote this? Damn it, Norman. What did you get yourself into? I had the wrong gate. This was locked. So many locked gates. This one's open. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Afraid of what? It's just your house, man. It's just your house. I mean, like, I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Me too. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing. I ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Oh wait, I've just been in. The door to the basement was locked. Where did I put the damned key? I have no idea. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Let's go upstairs. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. Our sink, which needed to be replaced, one of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. The old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. Alright, let's go back. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key on top of the drawer of my desk. Did I take it? I pocketed the key. That must be the key to the basement. The laptop was warm. It had been running for a while. Had I been here? Yep. The books were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from that trip we took out west. Did I open the suitcase? Yeah. I wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase's contents. Inside was a few days' worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket. Where was she planning to go? This wasn't getting me anywhere. Alright, let's go. This house is creeping me out. Especially the basement. I hate basements. I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yeah, I'll take it. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Looked like there was plaster and an old trowel in here too. There were old clothes, tools and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. I put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I must have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Alright, there's not much in this basement that scares me actually. But God, I'm nervous. I don't even know why I bought this. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill up there. Did I open it? Let's open it. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about cancelling my credit card due to non-payments. What the hell? This didn't make any sense. The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go outside though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. No! She's gonna be dead. And I know it. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Let's take it. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Nothing in it. Nothing else in it. But I swear I know that in the end she's gonna be dead. Oh no, I've already came in. What's this? Yeah, this is the bathroom, not the bathroom, what's up? Hang on, did you guys notice that? Wait, let me go back outside. See that blood? It must be in it. She has to be in there. I saw blood on the floor. And there wasn't any more stairs anywhere. Why did I buy this game? Why? I have been in. I found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I had stared back at me, reminding me of bad times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes, keep it. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? What's this? Our television. I purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. Alright. Check this room. Let's go down. This is the kitchen, isn't it? Yeah. And then this is the basement. Yeah. Let's go back up. She's not here. I've already checked every single stupid room in your dumb house. Fine, let's go down the basement again. Did I break through the wall with the... Oh, shoot. Seriously? With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? There? Was she okay? What does that even say? A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench, the stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all the searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? I guess so. Wrapped within the filthy rags, pale and still, was Rachel. She was covered in fading bruises and what looked like cuts. Her chest was a horrible mess of blood and dirt, and I couldn't bear to look at it. The knife in my boot, the gun in my pockets, were they the tools of her murder? I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on my shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Please say this is the end. Oh man. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman stole that forest, the water tower, was I? Was I at those places before? Yeah, you were. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? What does what mean? That was decided. No matter what, I need some. Oh yeah, I've already read this. This was the old photo of the other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. There were lots of disturbing things in those tunnels underneath the house. Maybe that man wasn't quite what he seemed. Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? I bet. Definitely, those tunnels, the old tools in his house. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Can I please just go? How did he end up dead? He was already gone when I woke up. I couldn't leave no until I had thought about this some more. I needed answers. Are you serious? I don't want to stay in this house anymore. Please. This house creeps me out. There would be no more dinner here. No more chit-chat over breakfast. At least not for us. I couldn't recall when I last ate, but I was hungry at least. I must have locked the door. There's no reason to return to the backyard anymore. So basically, I think you have to return to every room and just say like, I need to make sure it's perfect. I think you need to go to every room and like click on everything that you have said. So I just did it. My old office. Wait. What? I didn't even read that. The names on that notebook I had found in the forest still haunted me. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. I had no idea what they meant. And I don't want to know. Why was Rachel's name on that list? Was someone out to get her? How do people make these games look so good? Literally. This is a good game, but I mean like it creeps me out. What's this? It was the letter I had taken from the postbox. Who had it out for Norman? Who sent him that letter? It must have been someone from the neighborhood, or at least somebody wanted to look that way. I wasn't sure what to think. Did he murder Rachel? Maybe whoever sent that letter wanted to stop him. Or do the deed himself. But I was sure it was Norman who killed Rachel in the end. You bastard, Norman. I trusted you, we both did. What was going through your head? Why would you possibly want to do that? Despite his betrayal, Norman got what he deserved, but it wasn't me who killed him. Somebody else obviously had got into him already. So who sent that threatening letter? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. go upstairs. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. The quiet in that room unnerved me slightly. I still love the old-time charm of the what? Of that claw-footed bathtub. Though it seemed like cold comfort then. The quiet in that room unnerved me terribly. Okay, I don't care. I don't need to know that twice. It was the key card I found at the bottom of that factory locker. I never did bother to use it. Someone had been going through those lockers and poking around the plants. Still, it didn't quite add up. Was I the one who had been going back to the factory? No. Somebody was using that locker room, but it definitely wasn't me. I had given up drinking, remember? The laptop was dead, but I found some notes on loose paper in the drawer where I had found the key. There was a yellow sticky note with an 8-digit code on it. 4R3UHER3. Did I take it? Yeah. The code looked like it might be for the safe. But what kind of phrase was it? What safe? There wasn't anything more to find in the desk. What safe is he talking about? So he made up his mind. Oh my god, if he made up his mind, please can we go now? I really want to go. No, this isn't the outside. This isn't the front door. If I go back down there and it says I need to find answers, I'm thingy. I'm gonna end the video. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Fine. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to at least look. He's gonna get killed, isn't he? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yes. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with that gun. Did I pick up again? It was like carrying an anvil, but it wouldn't let it go. Not again. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room. I'd already seen too much. Thank you. Thank you. You finally said something I'm happy about. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. But I had the gun again and that knife. That wasn't the only way to end this, I knew. But did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes. Please. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plants had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths. I know it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in the house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem like there were too many things that I had seen to think otherwise. And what was hidden within those sewers I had found? The tunnel to the man's house obviously led there, but was there something I missed? I have found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but I knew I had been to that forest, and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things, hopefully, I thought. That would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Making my way through that awful forest had been terrifying and confusing. But finding that book was chilling. What did that list of names mean, and why was Rachel on it? It seemed like there was a connection I wasn't quite seeing. Had I missed something important? My whereabouts were still confusing, but I was at least sure that it wasn't me who had gone back to the factory time and time again. I heard that meant I wasn't responsible for what happened to that poor guard, or the old locker room for that matter. After all, it had been a long time since I had anything to drink, hadn't it? After the factory, I thought I might just go find some solace if I could get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have been seen it coming. Norman, you rotten. Oh my god. I thought we were all friends, but what had happened to you? What did she do to you? Or was it what she didn't do? I didn't know what happened to him exactly. Maybe he was murdered, or maybe he took his own life. But it was difficult, if not only possible, to feel any real grief. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked, to think of it now. Coming through the back door and into the kitchen should have tipped me off that something was horribly wrong. There was no sign of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there, lying ruined, discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. The other man I found was involved in all this somehow, I knew it. But it was Norman, that traitor, oh my god, who had done this deed. Whatever was going on, he was the one who took Rachel away from me. I hated him for doing it more than I could possibly express, but that offered no strength, no solace. Rachel was gone now, and I was too, forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and so shook me from my head to toe. What would I do now? Who would I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and given beneath my feet. I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather I should run. Finally, wow. Alright, that story took long. God. Thank you all guys for watching. I hope you do have enjoyed this broadcast. It's been a very long one as well, and see you all next time. Not in a scary map like this. Definitely not. Anyway, bye.